friends, you are welcome to your favorite learning channel. This is Royal Learning Channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about another interesting topic in chemistry called chemical bonding. In today's class, we are going to learn about types of chemical bonding and reason why atoms comes together to form a chemical bond. Then before I define chemical bonding, let's look at the word chemical and bond. What is chemical? Then and bond. A chemical is any substance made of one or more atoms. A chemical is any substance that is made of one or more atoms. While bond is link. The link between what? The link between one or more atoms to form a chemical substance. So what join one or more atoms together to form a chemical substance is called chemical bonding. Then before two or more atoms can come together to form a chemical substance, there must be an attraction. That is, something must attract them towards each other before they can come together to form what? A chemical bond. So we call that force of attraction. Force of attraction. So what is chemical bond? Now, it's a force of attraction that brings two or more atoms together to form a compound or a molecule. So chemical bond is the force of attraction that join two or more atoms together to form a compound, a molecule, or any stable structure. Then why do two or more atoms come together to form a chemical bond? The purpose of coming together is to acquire a stable structure. They want to acquire a stable structure, that is the structure of what? Of a noble gas. The structure of a noble gas. Then what are noble gases? Noble gases are atoms or elements that completed their outermost shell with either 8 or 2 electrons. Example is helium. Helium is a noble gas. That is, helium is a number 2. The atomic number of helium is 2. So it has 2 electrons. So if you draw the electronic configuration of helium, then the electronic configuration of helium will be in this form. So it has only one shell. So which is the outermost shell. So it completed this outermost shell with 2 electrons, which is called duplet structure. So it is only helium that has what? A duplet structure. So other completed their outermost electron with 8. Other completed the outermost shell with 8 electrons. So another example of a noble gas is neon. Neon is a number 10. So it shows that it has what? 10 electrons. So the structure of helium is 2, 8. That is 2 electrons here plus 3 8 electrons. So it completed its outermost shell what? With 8 electrons. So they are stable. Why? They don't accept electron and they don't give out electron. So noble gases don't accept electron. They don't give out electron because they completed their what? Their outermost shell. So we call this one octet structure. This one acquire what we call octet structure, while helium acquire what? A duplet structure. Duplet means 2. That is, it completed its outermost shell with 2 electrons, while this one completed its own outermost shell with 8 electrons. So we have other examples of noble gases that completed their outermost shell with what? With 8 electrons. So atoms of metallic atoms and non-metallic atoms can also acquire a noble gas structure. A metallic atom can acquire a noble gas structure by donating out its valence electron, by giving out its valence electron. So let's take for example magnesium, Mg. So magnesium is a number 12. The electronic this is magnesium atom. The electronic configuration of magnesium is 2, 8, 2. The first shell we carry 2, the second we carry 8. Then the last electron will be 2. So 2 plus 8 plus 2 will give us 12. So in form of structure, the diagrammatic expression of magnesium will be in this form 2. Then the second shell will carry what? It will carry 8. So why the last shell will carry what? 2 electrons. So it has 2 valence electron. It has 2 valence electron. Now to become a stable structure, to have stable structure, it will give out these 2 valence electron. It will donate out these 2 valence electron to become an ion. It will donate out 2 valence electron to become an ion. So by the time this magnesium gives out these 2 valence electron, it will reduce the number of electron will reduce to 10. Then it will now give us 2, 8. 2, 8. So there is loss of what? Of 2 electrons now. So you not call it magnesium atom anymore. It will become magnesium ion. Magnesium ion. This 2 means that this magnesium has donated out what? 2 electrons. So to become what? A noble gas structure. So it has acquired what? A noble gas structure like this. That is the octet structure. So a metallic atom will acquire a stable structure of a noble gas by donating out its valence electron. While a non-metallic atom will accept electron towards itself to become a negatively charged. So let's take for example, let's look at oxygen. Oxygen is a non-metallic atom. Why? Because it has 6 valence electrons. It has 6 valence electrons. Oxygen is in number 8. So the electronic configuration of oxygen will be 2, 6. 2 plus 6 will give us 8. So this 6 is the number of valence electrons. So those elements with 5, 6 or 7 valence electron are non-metallic atom. They are non-metallic atoms. So they accept electron to complete their outermost shell. So they accept electron, they receive electron to complete their outermost shell. So this is oxygen atom. This is an atom now. Now to acquire that stable structure of a noble gas, it needs 2 more electrons to balance its outermost shell. So it will accept 2 more electrons towards itself to become what? A stable structure of what? Of a noble gas. Now to form a noble gas now, so this oxygen will acquire more structure. The structure is in this form. 2, 6. 2, 6. Now, to acquire what? A noble gas structure, because it needs 2 now to balance the 8. To balance 8 outermost what? Electron. So the structure will become 2, 8. 2, 8. That is 2 more electron will come here. So these are the 2 electrons. So this shows that these 2 electrons is not part of this shell. So it accepted 2 electrons towards itself. So if you want to write chlorine now, it will become anion. That would be O2 minus. This 2 means what? The 2 electron that has entered into this structure to form that what? Stable structure of what? Of a noble gas. To form that stable structure of a noble gas. So a metallic atom can become stable by giving out electron, while a non-metallic atom becomes stable by accepting electron towards themselves. Now, let's go back to definition of chemical bonding. So what is chemical bonding? Chemical bonding So the chemical bond means force of attraction that holds atoms together. So chemical bonding is a force of attraction, that holds atoms together to form molecules, compound, or any stable structure, resulting from transferring of electron, transferring or sharing of electron, sharing of electrons between atoms. So when there is transferring or sharing of electrons between two atoms, so the force of attraction that holds those two or more atoms together is called what? Chemical bonding. So let's look at types of chemical bonding. Like I said, that the reason why two or more atoms come together to form a chemical bond is for stability. So let's move to types of chemical bonding. Types of chemical bonding. Types of chemical bonding. So number one is electrovalent. Electrovalent or ionic bonding. So the first type is electrovalent or ionic bonding. Then number two is covalent or molecular bonding. Covalent or molecular bonding. Then the third one is coordinate, covalent or dative bonding. So while the last one is metallic bonding. So number one is electrovalent or ionic bonding. Number two is covalent or molecular bonding. The third one is coordinate covalent or dative bonding, while the last one is metallic bonding. But in this video, we are going to discuss about electrovalent bonding. So we are going to discuss about electrovalent bonding. So let's look at electrovalent bonding. Then how will you recognize an electrovalent compound? An electrovalent compound consists of a metallic atom and non-metallic atoms. It consists of metallic atoms and non-metallic atoms. So you recognize an electrovalent compound when such a compound consists of a metallic atom and a non-metallic atom. Then what is an electrovalent bonding? Is the complete transfer of valence electrons from a metallic atom to a non-metallic atom to non-metallic atom in order to acquire a noble gas structure. In order to acquire a noble gas structure is the complete transfer of valence electron from a metallic atom. Then don't forget that metallic atom give out electron to become positively charged. Metallic atoms, they give out their valence electron to become positively charged, while a non-metallic atom accepts electron to become what? A negatively charged. So an electrovalent compound consists of a metallic atom and a non-metallic atom. Example, e.g. is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. Then sodium chloride is the combination of two atoms. It consists of two atoms, that is atom of sodium and an atom of chlorine. So it consists of atom of sodium and atom of chlorine. Then which one is a metallic atom? Which one is a non-metallic atom? Now sodium is the number 11, while chlorine is the number 17. So let's go back to our electronic configuration. The first shell, which is known as K shell, carries the maximum of 2 electrons. The first shell, which is K shell, will carry the maximum of 2 electrons, while other shells carry 8 electrons. Now sodium is the number 11, so it has 11 electrons. So the first shell will carry 2. Don't forget that the fourth shell will carry the maximum of 2 electrons. The first shell will carry maximum of 2 electrons, while other shells carry 8 electrons. Then you don't move to another shell if you don't complete one shell. Now out of these 11 electrons, the first one has carried 2. Then the second one will carry 8. So 2 plus 8, that is 10. In 11 will remain 1. So it has 1 valence electron, which is the outermost shell electron. So let me use diagram, that is to explain this sodium, the structure of sodium. So let's look at the structure of sodium. The first shell will carry 2. Then the second one will carry 8. The second one will carry 8 electrons. Then while the last shell carries 1 electrons. So it is a metallic atom because it has 1 valence electron. It is a metallic atom because it has 1 valence electrons. So metallic atoms are those atoms with 1, 2, or 3 valence electrons. They are the atoms with 1, 2, or 3 valence electrons, except hydrogen and helium. So those atoms with 1, 2, or 3 valence electron are metallic atoms. So therefore, sodium is a metallic atom because it has 1 valence electron. Now let's look at chlorine. So the electronic configuration of chlorine will be 2. The first shell will carry 2 out of 17. Then the next one will carry 8. Then the last one will carry 7. It has 7 valence electrons. So therefore, it is a non-metallic atom. So chlorine is a non-metallic atom because those elements with 5, 6, and 7 electrons are non-metallic atoms. So therefore, chlorine is a non-metallic atom. So let's change it to diagram. So let's draw the structure. So the first shell will carry 2. Then the second shell, we carry 8. While the last shell, we carry 7. So it carries 7 valence electron. This one carries what? 1 valence electron. Don't forget that I said that those elements with 1, 2, or 3 electron, they give out electron. They do donate electron to acquire a stable structure of what? Of a noble gas. That is to acquire that octet structure. So to acquire octet structure now, sodium will give out this 1 electron to chlorine. Then those elements with 5, 6, and 7 valence electron accept more electron to acquire a noble gas structure. So to acquire that stable structure of a noble gas. So since sodium is having just only 1 electron now, it will transfer this electron to chlorine. Chlorine needs 1 more to balance 8, to balance that 8 electrons, to balance that octet structure. So it will transfer this 1 electron to chlorine. So this is, we call this one sodium atom. Sodium atom. So when it has not transferred the electron, so this one is still what? Chlorine atom, because it has not accepted electron. Then what will be our product now? What will be our product? So by the time this sodium transfer this 1 electron to chlorine, it will reduce to 2, 8, because this shell will be totally eliminated once this electron moves out of this shell. So the structure will reduce to 2, 8. It will reduce to 2, 8. 2, 8. So there is loss of 1 what? Loss of 1 electron. So loss of 1 electron will make sodium to become an ion. So it will become sodium ion. So this is the 1 electron that sodium has donated. So this +1 means the 1 electron that has gone out is the 1 electron that has gone out of what? Of sodium. So therefore, sodium will become sodium ion. So it is no more sodium atom. It is an atom here, but when it comes to this place, after donating this 1 electron, it becomes what? An ion. So this is sodium ion. So chlorine also will now accept electron from sodium to become 2, 8, 8. It will complete that outermost shell. So this is the structure of chlorine now. So the last shell now with 7 electrons. The last shell with 7 electrons. So the electron coming from sodium will then enter here. The electron will enter here. So this is the electron from what? From sodium. So therefore this is the electron from sodium. Therefore chlorine now will become an ion. So it accepted 1 electron. So you put minus. This minus means -1. -1. That is, it has accepted 1 electron. So under electrovalent compound, after transferring of electron from a metallic atom to a non-metallic atom, both of them acquire what? A noble gas structure. This one completed its own outermost shell. This one also completed its own outermost shell. But they become what? They become ions. So this one is now a sodium ion. Then this one is what? Is a chlorine ion. Then let's take another example. This is the formation of what? Of sodium chloride. This is the formation of sodium chloride. So the two of them now can now come together. If they want to become a compound now, this charge on sodium will neutralize the charge on what? On chlorine. So the two of them will be able to come together to become what? A compound. So there will be free transfer of electron from sodium to chlorine to come together to form what? A compound. So let's take another example. This is the structure for diagrammatic representation of formation of sodium chloride. Now let's take another example. Another example of an electrovalent compound is calcium oxide. Calcium oxide is also what is an electrovalent compound. How? This calcium oxide consists of two atoms, that is atom of calcium and one atom of what? Of oxygen. One atom of calcium and one atom of oxygen. Then calcium is in number 20. Calcium is in number 20 when you are counting your what? Your first 20 elements in periodic table. So calcium is in number 20 while oxygen is in number 8. So let's write their electronic configuration to know the one that is metallic and the one that is a non-metallic atom. Now, the first shell we carry 2. The second we carry 8. Don't forget that after the first shell, other shells will carry 8 maximum of 8 electrons, and you must complete one shell before you move to the next shell. So since I've completed the first shell with 2 electrons, others will carry 8. So 8, then another 8. 2 plus 8 plus 8 will give me 18. Remainder 2. So the remaining 2 will stay on the what? On the outermost shell. So this is the last electron, which is known as valence electron. So for that of oxygen, out of 8 electrons, the first shell will carry 2. So 8 minus 2 will give me 6. So remainder 6. So the last shell will carry 6 electrons. This is the valence electron. Now, like I said, that those elements with 1, 2, and 3 valence electron are metallic atoms. They are metallic atoms, except hydrogen and helium. Then those one with 5, 6, and 7 electrons are non-metallic atoms. So this calcium, it has what? It has 2 valence electrons. So therefore, calcium is a metallic atom. Then oxygen has 6 valence electron. So therefore, it is a non-metallic atom. Then what is electrovalent bond? Is the complete transfer of electron from a metallic atom to a non-metallic atom. So an electrovalent compound consists of a metallic atom and a non-metallic atom. Now let's look at the structure. Their structure of how they combine together. So the first shell we carry 2. Then the second shell we carry 8. The third shell we carry 8. While the last shell we carry 2. Then that of oxygen, the first shell we carry 2. Then the second we carry 6. Then don't forget that this is a metallic atom. They are what? They are electron giver. They are Chevu what? They are Chevu giver. So they are electron giver. So therefore, this calcium will what? We completely transfer this outermost electron, these 2 electrons. It will transfer these 2 electrons to what? To this non-metallic atom, which is what? Oxygen. Oxygen needs 2. It needs 2 to complete the what? The octet structure. So then this one to want to what? Acquire a noble gas structure. It needs to transfer these 2 valence electrons to oxygen. So the 2 electrons now, these 2 electrons will go to what? we go to oxygen atom. So that both of them can acquire a stable structure of a noble gas. To acquire a stable structure of a noble gas. So they acquire a stable structure of a noble gas when they completed their outermost shell with 8 electrons. So they become stable when they completed their outermost shell with 8 electrons. So this one will give out 2 electrons to oxygen. And so our product now will be, so when this one give out electron to what? This 2 electron to chlorine, to oxygen. So the outermost shell will be eliminated. So this last shell will go out. So it will reduce to 288. So the structure for calcium will now be 2, 8, 8. Then the last 8. The last 8. So it has donated 2 electrons. So calcium now, this is calcium atom. Then this is oxygen. This is oxygen atom. Now calcium atom will now become calcium ion. So it has donated 2 electrons. So those 2 electrons will be represented by these 2 positive charge. 2 positive charges. So the 2 electrons has gone out. So that is why calcium is now what? An ion. So this is calcium. It becomes calcium ion. Then oxygen too, we accept 2 electrons now from calcium to complete this outermost shell. So oxygen will now become 2,8. So these 2 electrons will come in. So these are the 2 electrons from calcium. The 2 electrons from calcium. So it has completed its own what? Outermost shell too with what? With 8 electrons. Then calcium too has completed its outermost shell with 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is stable. So those ones that completed their outermost shell are stable because they don't give out electron and they don't accept electron. So that is why they are stable. So this one now has become what? A stable structure of what? Of a noble gas. Then it's oxygen atom here, so it's become what? Oxygen ion. So it has accepted 2 electrons. So those 2 electrons will be represented by 2 minus. So these 2 electrons are represented by 2 minus. So this is oxygen ion. This is oxygen ion. So that is the formation of calcium what? Oxide. Calcium oxide. So the 2 of them can come together now. Calcium ion and oxygen as atom ion can come together now. When they neutralize each other, they will form what? Calcium oxide. So when the 2 charges neutralize each other, they will form what? Calcium oxide. That is the formation of what? Of calcium oxide. So calcium oxide is an electrovalent compound because it consists of a metal, a metallic atom, and what? And a non-metallic atom. So let's look at another examples. MgCl2. Magnesium is a metal, then chlorine is a non-metal. So therefore, it is an electrovalent compound. If you want to write the electronic configuration of magnesium, magnesium is in number 12. That will be 282. So it has 2 valence electrons, therefore it is a metal. Then chlorine is a non-metal, is a non-metallic atom. So let's take another example. Another one is sodium oxide. Sodium oxide. So sodium oxide consists of 2 atoms of sodium. 2 atoms of sodium. Then sodium is a metal. Then oxygen is a non-metal. So reaction between a metal and a non-metal will give us what? An electrovalent compound. So what join the 2 atoms together to form what? Sodium oxide is called what? Chemical bond. It's called an electrovalent bond. So what joined calcium and oxygen atom together to form a compound, to form calcium oxide, is called what? An electrovalent compound. It's called an electrovalent compound. So we have come to the end of this class. In my next video, I'm going to explain the second part of this class, which is covalent compound. Keep on watching and keep on listening. See you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe to Royal Learning Channel, share this video with your friends, and comment. Bye.